published 1732 EDT, 6 October 2017. Updated 1732 EDT, 6 October 2017. Stuart Pearce, the former England player with the most knowledge of WAGs at World Cups, has warned manager Gareth Southgate not to allow them near his squad in Russia. England look likely to be staying outside St Petersburg, which will be a very popular and accessible venue for the players' friends and families to establish a base. And the WAGs will be welcome in the camp at certain times, with Southgate saying after qualification was sealed on Thursday, "I want their families to be able to come in at the right moments." Stuart Peace's partner Carol Day was in charge of looking after the WAGs at 2006 World Cup, but former England U21 boss Pearce had been well informed by a primary source before he said on talkSPORT this week that Southgate should keep the WAGs well away from the team environment or risk players losing focus. Pearce recalled how some players during the 2006 World Cup had even been phoned by their wives and told to come to their hotel so they could have a break from looking after the children. Pearce's partner Carol Day is a former FA team's administrator who had the unenviable task of looking after the WAGs in 2006 when their antics in Baden-Baden became a media circus that overshadowed the team's performances. The stories from those near 4 weeks in the Brenner's Park Hotel in company with Victoria Beckham, Cheryl Cole, Abby Clancy, Carly Zucker, Colleen Rooney, Elin Rivas, Neville and the Carrier clan are part of football folklore. Day, who seemingly accompanies Pearce everywhere on his football travels, would know about all of them, and more besides. The fallout from Baden-Baden saw the FA have nothing to do with the WAGs at subsequent tournaments at which they were left to make their own arrangements. The presence of Cheryl Cole and Victoria Beckham created a media circus in Germany. Brown steps in after Sweeney drops out the appointment of highly rated Twickenham insider Stephen Brown, the former chief of the England 2015 Rugby World Cup organisers, as RFU chief executive looked straightforward. But it certainly got less complicated after British Olympic Association chief Bill Sweeney decided to drop out because of unfinished business at the Bota.fa. Learn lessons in search for Sampson's replacement. It is a prominent part of the job advert to replace Mark Sampson as England women's senior head coach that successful candidates would need to be willing to undertake background screening as part of the recruitment processes. That clearly didn't happen in Sampson's case. The only concrete story to emerge so far of Sampson's inappropriate and unacceptable relationships at Bristol Academy is Sportsmail's revelation that he had a 6-month relationship with a girl over 18. Otherwise, the only incident Bristol Academy insiders remember is the relatively innocuous prank of two 17-year-old girls mooning at passing traffic while returning from a match. When Sampson was said to be driving the minibus, Mark Sampson's replacement will have to be willing to undertake background screening. Development less green than expected. The FA have given the impression that the massive development rising next to the walls of Wembley will have plenty of grass areas and water features to soften its impact. But posters displayed on fences around the complex depicting the finished project show only postage stamp patches of green within a concrete jungle. If only the FA and Sport England, whose £120 million grant provided the money to buy the stadium, but none of the surrounding acres, had more ambition and vision. Blazers in dock on tickets. The FA Protocol Committee, who normally waste their time debating whether dessert should be served in the Wembley VIP suite before the game or at halftime, had to deal at their meeting this week with 11 councillors breaching regulations by passing on their tickets for last season's Football League Cup final. The Blazers are provided with tickets, but only for personal use, and checks at the game unmasked the culprits. They include Richard Turr, who sits on the Football Regulatory Authority, and Southport chairman Charlie Clapham, who is on numerous committees. The FA declined to comment. Some FA Protocol Committee councillors gave their Wembley tickets away last season